The thing about Mark Pittman was that he filled a room. In the newsroom that day, when he walked up and said, "Hi, I'm Mark Pittman," and held out his hand to shake my hand, I saw home. He was my home. One of the things I liked the most about him was that he was completely trustworthy. He was a man's man. He was a Boy Scout, in terms of not ever cheating or lying or stealing. And he really had like the common person in his heart. And he was a crusader, basically, in his own subtle way. You can't imagine what it's like. I still can't believe that it happened. To kiss somebody goodbye, go out with your girlfriends for a night, to have a couple glasses of wine and dinner, and to get that phone call. He said, "Laura, I'm sick. You have to come home." And he never panicked, but I heard panic in his voice. And I raced home. And I won't even describe what happened. It was horrible. And then he's handed back to me in a black box of ashes. And it was like an elephant kicked you in the solar plex, to sit there and look at that box of ashes on the table, kitchen table, near where we had dinner, near his dinner chair, was just unfathomable. So I had this brilliant idea that I would take the girls out west and go camping. But I didn't want to leave Mark. I call him Mark in a box. I didn't want to leave Mark in a box at home by himself, because I thought, gosh, what if the house burns down, or what if something happens, and I want him with us. I was afraid one night to use an outhouse in the middle of the woods. So I brought the box with me for protection. I brought Mark with me, and I ended up tripping over a log. And I cut my knee, and I'm on the ground, and I'm going, what is that? I thought it was ashes from the fire that had been near where I fell. It was him. The box of ashes broke open, and it was all over me. And at that moment, I was like, okay, I can spit him out, or I can swallow him. So I swallowed the bones that were in my mouth, because I decided that that's what you do when you love somebody that much. You swallow their bones. And then it just took off from there. And I asked him one day, I said, what would you think if I told you that I was sprinkling Daddy's ashes, on top of these mountains and in the rivers and stuff? And Nell turned to me and she goes, "You mean like mini funerals, Mommy?" And I just, at that moment, my heart I said, yes, they're like mini funerals, honey. And then the girls got in on it, and they were so excited. And it just became our thing. Every time we saw a place that we thought Daddy would like, we'd pull over and we'd sprinkle him, or we'd go climb that mountain or get on those horses or whatever we were doing. And it bonded us. It bonded the girls and me. We could be alone in our grief, and we got to extend his life more. Finally, my goal was to get him back at his boyhood home in Kansas, and in the sunflower field where he proposed to me. And that's where the girls and I held hands, and I will remember this until I'm an old lady. It was such a beautiful day. And if you can imagine this, just football fields of sunflowers, just like millions of little suns. And the girls and I held hands, and we just threw his ashes up in the air. And that was it. I've never sprinkled him since, and I don't need to, because he's now home.